9 de febrero de 2023, nuestra amadísima Maestra Suprema Ching vegana, ofreció su precioso tiempo para compartir su amor y sabiduría, respondiendo preguntas que los miembros del equipo tenían sobre varios temas. Hoy tenemos la bendición de presentarles la esclarecedora conferencia titulada
Revelaciones desde los cielos sobre eventos futuros en el mundo, parte 3 de 5, entre maestra y discípulos, impartida en inglés.
Peace for Ukraine or Urane.
It's not easy for me alone to take care of everything.
Understand,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Everything takes time, even the small details. Washing dishes or washing clothes, you just buy a machine and washing clothes with a washing machine. It still takes time to hang out and to retrieve it, etc., etc.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
And rainy weather and all that, because I don't use any clothes dryer. But even if I have one, in some places I don't have anything. I have to wash by hand anyway. It depends on where I go, of course. But even if I have like a clothes dryer, I won't use it. I want to save as much as possible. Even if I have a small room or a big room, it depends on where I go. I don't turn on all the lights. I use them only where I need to use.
Yes, Master. Understand, Master.
And I use like solar flashlight as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Because my phone, I turn it off. Whenever I don't use it, I turn it off. And I want to tell the disciples, at least, who listen, that you have to save whatever you can. It's not just because of money, it's the karma. It's also for other people who need it. If we use too much, other people might not be able to afford it because the price will go up if things are not enough.
Yes,
Understand,
Master.
So I save electricity, I don't turn on all the lights wherever I don't need them. Not because I save the money, but for other people to use, to share,
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
so that the price will not be too overpeaked and put other people into suffering and despair. But I want to tell you people, the so-called disciples, if you still believe in me, and if you still want to live, in case you want to choose to live or survive whatever you can, maybe you will not die, maybe we will win. Because heaven also told me in one of my meditations, in the darkness of the night, do not lose your hope to save your world. I will give a photograph, then you can see my scrapping writing in the dark. I have to use a pen and my other finger to trace my writing. So it's not like a straight line, because if I didn't use my other finger to trace it, then I would probably write one word on top of the other.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
So it says, don't lose your hope to save your world. Oh, and that makes me feel very, very, somehow much better after that.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
And I taped it on the wall where I'm working. I'm going to give you a photograph of that.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master. Thank you.
Don't laugh at my writing,
No, Master.
No, Master.
because it's written in complete darkness. I could not find the light at that time, and I didn't want the light to disturb my continued vision for many other things.
Understand,
Yes,
Master.
Yes,
Master.
So I just used two hands, one hand with a pen and the other hand with a finger to trace it, to put the other finger on the page so that I know where I have written already, so I don't write on that finger pressed on space.
Yes,
Yes, Master. Understand, Master.
Yeah, that's how I kept pressing the finger one line after another, but it still doesn't look very good. But still, you can read it. I thought it's not readable, but I read it and it's okay. I want to tell my so-called disciples, if you still call me master, please listen well. If you do want to survive, please prepare many things, like a solar flashlight, anything solar that you can, and then prepare food.
Yes,
Yes, Master.
At least so it lasts for 2 weeks or months or more if you can. Those that will not rot soon.
Yes, yes.
And if you're using some of them because the date of expiration is soon, then you buy new ones to replace them in your pantry or in your cellar, wherever you put your food. Those that don't need a refrigerator, like rice, dry noodles of different kinds of beans, dry beans or canned beans and canned food and dry food, you save some for yourself in case really an emergency breaks out. I do hope not. I do hope not. Please pray that whatever I say to you is wrong. But just prepare in case. Who knows?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Now, prepare food and prepare something for an emergency for warming the house. Look on the internet to learn many things that you could survive with in case of an emergency.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
etc.
In case atomic bombs or nuclear bombs explode somewhere, even if not too near you, and of course, especially if near you, don't go out. Don't go out for as long as possible. Depends on where you are, of course. Just stay indoors. Eat whatever you have in your pantry. It's safer. Don't try to go out and look for food or take things from the agriculture fields. They are contaminated and you will be breathing in contaminated air. Just stay put inside the house if you can, or anywhere inside, okay? Stay put.
Understand, Master.
Yes, Master.
There is something also called anti-radiation drugs. I don't know how effective it is, but you guys can try to see if it's good. Then you can also prepare to have some at home in case.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
But if a nuclear weapon lands within 50 kilometers radius near where you live, then you don't eat anything from the field for at least many weeks or months on end, because it will be contaminated by the radiation of the atom bomb or nuclear bomb.
Okay, Master.
Understand, Master.
Understand, Master.
Knowing what to do in the first hour of a nuclear attack might just mean the difference between life and death.
An atom bomb destroys or injures in 3 ways: by blast, heat, and radioactivity. These, then, are the weapons of the atom bomb that we must protect against.
According to Jeff Schlegelmilch, Deputy Director at the National Centre for Disaster Preparedness,
if you see a nuclear flash, the first thing to do is get behind a barrier in case the shockwave comes.
bear in mind the shockwave is travelling at hundreds of kilometres an hour, so you won't have long to find cover. Radiation safety specialist Brooke Budmeyer recommends sheltering behind something that is structurally sound.
When I think of where I would go for protection from prompt effects, and from the blast wave in particular, I think of the same kinds of things that we do for tornadoes. Be in an area where if there's a dramatic jolt, things aren't going to fall on you.
If you do manage to survive the shockwave, things sadly don't get much easier. It's now a real race against time.
You will have some time to take action to keep you and your family safe. The biggest thing, get inside, and stay tuned.
The likelihood is that you'll have somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes to find shelter. First off, don't stay in your car. The metal doors and glass windows are going to be way too thin to protect you from gamma radiation. Mobile homes won't offer adequate shelter either. Instead, try to find a basement or a larger multi-story building. Remembering the key factor is putting as many thick layers between you and the fallout. We're talking concrete or brick here, so nice looking glass skyscrapers or homes built out of wood and plaster aren't your best bets. If you're in a city with a subway system, heading deep inside would also offer a decent level of protection. Assuming you've made it inside somewhere above ground, avoid the top floors. All the fallout is going to settle on the roof, and the whole point of going inside is to stay as far away as possible from those pesky dust particles that are emitting dangerous levels of gamma radiation, which could lead to radiation poisoning. Instead, get to the center of the building. If there's time to close off areas where fallout might enter, doors, fireplaces, air conditioners, windows, then do it. Okay, let's look at a slightly different scenario, one where things didn't go quite so smoothly. This time we've abandoned our car and sprinted to the nearest sturdy-looking building, but fallout might be starting to land around you. If you think it is, the best thing to do is cover your nose and mouth with a rag and close your eyes. Stumbling around like this won't be easy, so in this example, it's taken 15 minutes to actually get inside. Did any of that fallout land on you? Is it in your hair or on your clothes? It might be, which means you're at risk of getting acute radiation poisoning. Carefully remove your outer layer of clothing. This can remove 90% of radioactive material. Put it in a plastic bag and leave it somewhere far out of the way. Take your time. Wiping your kit off too quickly might shake free any radioactive dust, and that's not going to help anyone. A shower would also be quite handy. By all means, treat yourself to some soap and shampoo to help wash yourself off, but avoid using conditioner. It'll bind radioactive particles to your hair. Even if there's no shower, wash your face, hands and any body parts that were uncovered using a sink, damp cloth or wet wipe. Again, the key is using plenty of water and taking your time. The last thing you want to do is scratch yourself and allow radioactive material to get into your skin. By now, it's likely an hour has passed, which means that the radioactive fallout outside will have already decayed by 50%. Within the first 24 hours, it will have given up 80% of its energy, going up to 99% after 2 weeks. But remember, if the radiation was high enough to begin with, that 1% could still be dangerous. So staying indoors for as long as significantly possible reduces your chances of contamination.
If you have any farms or any land around you or garden, use them to the maximum to plant vegetable every time. And if you don't have, then maybe you squeeze together and keep one room free. And in that room, you grow vegetables. It doesn't have to be big vegetables. Any vegetable you eat, most of them, for example, even cabbage, if you take out all the leaves, in the middle there's a core. If you don't cut too deep into the core to damage it, then you just plant it in the earth and water it. It will grow.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
I promise, it does.
Yes.
I did that before. It helps. It really grows. And even peppermint, you take out some leaves already and just a stem left. You plant it, the little branch, you plant it in the soil, it will grow again. And vegetables like bok choy and stuff like that, you just cut the leaves and leave the end of the bok choy or the vegetable about 2-3 inches and then plant it again.
Yes, Master.
It will grow out just as new. And broccoli, core, everything. I did that before.
Yes, Master.
I think I might have some photographs somewhere. They grow out of them. They grow again like new. In no time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Master. Yes, Master.
It really grows. And you can buy a lot of seeds, a lot of beans, and begin growing vegetables already. I mean, the beans can grow sprouts. And even in shortest cases, the bean sprouts and the dry beans are enough for you to consume and to survive.
Yes, Master.
Understand, Master.
Beans and seeds don't go bad so quickly. You can always keep growing them and eating them instead of going out to buy vegetables, because in emergency times there might be no shops, no vegetables for you to buy.
Understand.
And store some water in gallon containers or something already.
Yes, Master.
Okay, yes, Master.
And in the case of an emergency, just keep them to drink, not to bath or anything. Maybe just clean teeth but not bathing. Maybe just use a wet towel to wipe your body whenever needed. It doesn't have to be every day.
Yes, Master.
Understand, Master.
In Buddhism, the monks take a bath every 2 weeks. I do the same, and it doesn't matter. It's okay nowadays. Of course, if I have to go out and lecture, then I have to make myself more clean. but I feel clean the way I'm doing it. And you don't have to eat 3 meals a day if you don't work so hard, you don't go out or anything. Normally, 1 meal is enough. You just eat until you're happy, and that's all you need, really.
Okay, Master.
Understand, Master.
Understand, Master.